Hey, besties.
Hey.
Welcome back for another episode of the Hello Bestie podcast. I'm Maggie.
I'm Tashima.
And Merry Christmas!
Ho, ho, ho!
That was really good.
Thanks.
Yeah, you did good. Feliz Navidad.
Yes.
Happy Hanukkah. Whatever holiday you celebrate or not, it's cool. But this is our annual second Christmas episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to all.
So we're just going to jump into our first Reddit thread.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just a little thing. Actually, it's not. It's actually kind of like Christmas meltdown at the in-laws. So it says vent. So I guess it's not really like, am I the asshole? She's just getting it off her chest.
Okay.
But I think it's safe to pose the question on if she's wrong or not. Okay, I need to get this off my chest. I'm curious how other people would react. If you think I'm being a total brat about it, I understand because I myself am torn on this. Every year on Christmas Day, we go to my father-in-law's home to celebrate the holiday. We usually always have a great time. My husband's family is small, so there are only about 10 of us, with kids included. This year was different. We got there, and I, of course, wished my father-in-law Merry Christmas, but he ignored me, which was okay. He was finishing up the Christmas noodles, so I didn't think much of it. We had a good meal, and everyone seemed to have a good time. Then it was present time. My father-in-law always fills my husband and his two siblings' stockings, which is normally cute, but this year it was weird. The kids had to watch them all open them while there were no stockings for them, which isn't a huge deal, but it was just awkward this year. Next, he handed out everyone very nice presents, and the kids and adults were all very happy and appreciative with their gifts, but he didn't give me anything. I thought it was weird, and maybe he forgot, but after about 30 minutes, my husband and sister-in-law asked me what I got while showing off their items, and I quietly told them nothing. My feelings were hurt, and I almost wanted to cry. I wouldn't have cared if he had gave me a pair of socks, but being left out of a family gift exchange I had been a part of for the past 12 years hurt. I'm guessing my husband or sister-in-law said something to my father-in-law because after about an hour, he came over to me and gave me a gift card with no name on it and said he forgot he had that. Okay, great. And maybe I'm overthinking, but it seemed like something he just happened to have on hand and gave it to me after something was said to him.
It was.
Yeah, definitely.
It totally was.
It hurt my feelings being an afterthought. We've always had a good relationship. When we got home, my husband expressed that he was upset with me for my pouting and that he said I was being spoiled. I can see his point, but I don't think he was understanding how bad it hurt my feelings. I've never been forgotten on Christmas, and my parents always do equal gifts for Christmas. Am I being a brat? I'm even questioning if I want to continue spending my Christmases there in the future. Edit. My father-in-law have no current issues. In the past 12 years, my husband and I have been together. We've had one major disagreement a few years ago, but that has since been resolved and have had holidays since. His side of the family did an extended party the weekend before that I didn't attend, but my husband and kids did. I had a lot to catch up on with Christmas and didn't think it a big deal. My husband's side has 4 holiday gatherings every Christmas season, and mine has 2, so I decided not to attend one. That's the only thing I can think of that could have rubbed him the wrong way, but I really don't think it would bother him enough to ignore me on Christmas. Yeah, it was...
No, there wasn't really anything that you could have left out on that one.
No. I tried.
All right. So if I have to say yes or no, do I think she's being a brat? Yes. I think she's leaving some stuff out of the story. I'm glad that she put that edit in there saying I didn't come to this thing because it's just very strange. Unless he has some sort of onset of dementia or something, I could understand him forgetting. I get her feeling snubbed because that would be weird to totally be a part of this thing. And now all of a sudden you're an outcast, basically. Yeah. I understand you being upset by that, but you internalize that. Don't make it so visible that people can see you pouting. That's where the brat thing comes in. I think her feelings are valid. I think how she reacted sucked though. before she said that, I was like, I don't know, maybe she got something going on the side that dad has peeped and he doesn't like it, or couples have spats and maybe the son confided in his father and it's something that she wouldn't know that her husband told his dad, but her dad's holding it against him because that's his son type of thing. It just feels like it's probably more than you not going to just one holiday party. But if it's been a tradition that has happened for a long time, right, that's not something that your husband and the kids can just show up and be like, oh, she couldn't make it. Like, what do you mean she couldn't make it? If you guys are that tight, I would think that it's known well ahead of time that you can't make it, why, and things
and
like
that it's priority.
Yeah, but if that is the reason why, then the father-in-law is just being extra petty, and that's crazy. So,
and which sometimes they can be. Yeah, I pretty much agree. Yeah, with everything you said. Okay, well, it's probably more her body language, and like
if you feel snubbed, it's hard not to show that you're snubbed. So I feel that because everything I feel is written on my face, right? And you're just sitting there watching, and then people are like, "What'd you get?" I didn't get any. Like,
what could you even say to that?
Yeah. Yeah. You got to answer honestly. I didn't get anything at all.
And to be honest with you, I probably would have left the gift card there, like on the counter or something. Just like I wouldn't have wanted it.
Yeah, I think that probably would have made matters worse.
I know, but not to be petty, but I just would have not want. I would rather have nothing than have you be like, "Oh, here, I forgot I had this." Right. Like just this random
I feel that
gift card.
I feel that. Who wants that? But I do think if the dad-in-law was acting like that, that would have like just made it. So in-laws are tough, man.
It would have been fine by me at that point.
Yeah. Team was like, even.
Yeah, you created this war.
I have some kind of lame, but you might think these are funny. The besties might roll their eyes at this, but just think dad joke style Christmas jokes that I found online. And this is from Good Housekeeping. I'll link below. There's a bunch of them. I'm not going to read all of them, but here's a few. What do gingerbread men use when they break their legs?
Pretzels?
Candy canes. Why is everyone thirsty at the North Pole?
I don't know.
No well. What did the snowman say to the aggressive carrot?
I don't know.
Get out of my face.
Because he's trying to eat his nose.
Why shouldn't you lend money to elves?
I don't know.
Because they're always short. Borderline offensive, but... Yeah. What do you call a snowman with a six-pack? An abdominal snowman. Okay. What did Adam say on the day before Christmas?
I'll see you on the eve.
It's Christmas Eve. I'm going to stop now. I told you some of these were lame. Yeah. Okay, last one. What does Santa suffer from if he gets stuck in a chimney?
I don't know.
Claustrophobia.
That's a good one.
All right, we're done here. So yeah, I'll link to those down below. But I think you had something else, right?
Yeah. Just a little, what's your opinion? So somebody on Reddit, I feel dear to my heart, posted, how on earth do some people think The Nightmare Before Christmas is a Christmas movie? So I wanted to know your opinion. Do you feel it's a Christmas movie? Because it's categorized under Christmas movies.
Okay, so I know you're a huge fan of Nightmare Before Christmas. I just saw this for the first time last year, per your suggestion with my kids, and I can see what all the hype was about, because there are some movies that I've seen. Now, I would categorize it as both. Honestly, I think this is one of those very unique movies that you could watch at Halloween and it would totally be in its realm. And I think you could watch it at Christmas and be in its realm. Personally, I think it falls under both. And I don't think a lot of movies fall under both holidays.
Yeah, that's basically Reddit voted both.
Yeah.
Which before I was like, there's no way that this is a Christmas movie. But then when I'm like, well, it actually could be both. I'm in agreement with both.
Yeah, I mean, Christmas is in the title, so I think that automatically put it into the Christmas category, but there's
the only thing that makes it Christmas is basically like trying to steal Christmas, but it's like the king of Halloween. Yeah. So I think it's fair to say it could fall under both.
I think that's fair to say too. I mean, he did steal Santa Claus, but it showed a good amount of Halloween, and I think Tim Burton did a good job with that one too. The sandworms that come from Beetlejuice, that played into that as well. Do you know what year The Nightmare Before Christmas was made?
1993.
Okay, man, I'm way behind. I'm way behind on a lot of movies. All right, so I have a Reddit thread related to Christmas. So, am I the asshole for uninviting my oldest daughter to Christmas over Santa? I, 43-year-old female, have children with very large age gaps. My oldest is 25, that I had with a high school ex. Then we separated and I married my husband much later. My younger two are 9 and 7. My younger children believe in Santa, while my daughter's son doesn't. She raised him not with the Santa magic, which is perfectly okay. I just rather not have it ruined for my children who do believe in Santa. I was having Christmas at my house and I asked my daughter if she'd please talk to her son because I wouldn't like the magic ruined for them. I still put packages under the tree with "From Santa" on them and leave out cookies and reindeer treats, bird seeds. My daughter told us she wouldn't make her son lie, and my children are old enough to understand if her son decides to say something. I told her if she wouldn't talk to her son, they could spend Christmas at their apartment. My daughter didn't like that and said I was choosing my younger children's happiness over hers and that I was being completely unreasonable. My husband supports me but thinks I might be a little high-strung as our children are getting older. I just want to keep the Christmas magic alive. Am I the asshole?
I think the daughter is being unreasonable, honestly. I mean, those are her siblings. I don't think there would be any harm in her, which I feel like, to a degree, wouldn't you have the conversation? I mean, I can't assume that everybody would do this, but I don't think there's any harm in her letting her child know that not everybody believes the same way that they do, and to just respect other people's beliefs, and that, you know, he just keep his comments to himself about, I mean, I don't remember her specifying how old the son is.
They didn't say how old the son was.
So I have to assume probably somewhere around her younger children's age.
I would assume if she's 25.
Right.
Yeah, and
so
the mom
she
is
might
43.
have like a kid that's old enough to know the difference. So I think the daughter's being unreasonable. And having her as a mom, you would have grown up your whole life pretty much knowing how she is around the holidays. This isn't new to you. You didn't just meet this lady. She raised you.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think she's being unreasonable. What did Reddit say?
Reddit said she was the asshole.
Really?
I actually kind of agree with that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Do tell.
I feel like at 9 and 7, at this point, your kids are old enough to kind of appease you. And it almost could be one of those things where the kids like know how much their mom love it. Maybe they've already found out at school or someone else has said something. I just have a hard time believing that a 9-year-old has not heard that Santa Claus isn't real by 9 years old. Because unless they're homeschooled or super sheltered or something, I just feel like that has been out there at some point. And maybe now they're just appeasing their mom because they know how upset she would be if she found out. Like, I understand telling your daughter, like, hey, I want to keep the magic going for them. You know, you already know how I am, but excuse me. I also think they're at the age to where she should start making that transition because you don't really want like a 12 or 13-year-old, you know, like flat out full on believing Santa is real. And then me, just what I've done with my kids, I think I love the magic of Santa. I do talk to them about Santa, but at the same time, they know that like me and their dad are the ones buying the gifts. And that might just be like a practical thing because like I don't work all year and spend all this money to give the credit to someone else, but I do want you to believe in the magic of Christmas. So I think there's a way to make them understand that Santa Claus himself is not a real person, but to still believe in the idea of him. I think there's a way to do that. And the fact that she's not, there's just no way I wouldn't tell a child that they can come over, that they can't come over on a holiday, and that be the reason because I'm afraid of my 9 and 7-year-old knowing the truth about Santa. Like, I just feel like that's pretty extreme. But I understand her wanting to like not ruin it for her kids. I understand that. And I don't think it will be that hard for the 25-year-old to be like, hey, they still believe in Santa Claus. Just chill out with that.
Because if you're a guest somewhere, regardless on who it is, if you're going to your mom's house or like one of your brother's houses, and this is something that they want to do, and you're going to their house, wouldn't you just respect whatever they're requesting of you? Like, especially if they're not asking you to do something, you know, that goes against your morals.
Yeah. I mean, apparently she feels like it's one of her morals. Like she feels very strongly about Santa and doesn't want her child having to fake it out or whatever. So I understand both sides, but I think the mom is doing too much. I think she has a reason to want her kids to still believe in that, but I don't think it should be at the cost of casting out a family member from Christmas only to find out that, yeah, your 9-year-old actually knew 2 years ago because some kid in school told them that Santa Claus wasn't real. And so I don't know. I just have a hard time believing that kids haven't heard that already.
I mean, regardless on if they know, I guess I feel that the daughter should just, I don't know. I feel like it's just respecting people's space. You know, even if the kids did know, that part to me is like irrelevant. It doesn't have any bearing on it at all. Like, it's the mom's house. She's probably the one doing all of the cooking, all of the cleaning. Like, there's some bit of, like, for parents, like, it's us. Like, we are the elves. And if it's, you know, she's got these 2 kids, she's not having any more, and she's like, I just want to hold on to this feeling a little bit longer. Indulge your mom.
Yeah.
It's your mom.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's not gonna kill you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, this is more for her than it is anybody.
Yeah.
You know, whether they know or not, chances are they probably do.
No, and I see that, and I mean,
when it's Christmas,
it could be a teaching moment, but I think what did it, I don't think the 25-year-old was expecting that, because I wouldn't expect that from my mom personally. And I mean, this wouldn't happen in my family, but just in general, to be like, I don't feel comfortable having that conversation with him. For the next thing to be like, okay, well then you don't need to come over for Christmas. I could see, extreme. Yeah, that's how I'm viewing
on both
this.
Sides, though.
Yeah.
So that apple didn't fall far from the
correct.
tree.
Yeah,
they're both very hard-headed.
Absolutely. All right, want to do It's Kind of a Funny Story?
Yeah.
All right.
You go first.
Okay, I knew you were gonna say that.
I always go first.
Tell us about a time you got into a heated argument.
The list goes on and on and on. I don't know. I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Yeah.
I have a lot of heated debates.
Yeah, same.
So, yeah. I don't know. It's a weird question. I don't know. Maybe if you're
super calm person.
Yeah, passive and you don't have them very often. Describe a time you were too afraid to tell someone how you really felt. I don't like the word afraid. It's not, like, for me at least, it's not a time where I'm too afraid. It's just sometimes I don't feel like arguing or the back and forth. Like, it's more of just like a lack of desire, not fear. So I don't know if that influences you.
I don't mind the back and forth, honestly. As we've said, I kind of like to get my point across, so I'm open to hear the other person's side. I think more of like uncomfortable conversations. I remember when I was working in retail as a manager, and there was a girl who consistently just wore inappropriate things to work, like super short shorts, butt hanging out, belly showing. And I mean, we should all dress for the body that we have. I'm not body shaming anyone, but it just was I was aggravated that I had to have that conversation with someone because I had to choose my words very wisely because HR is a thing. So I just remember being apprehensive about having to have that conversation and choose my words in a way that got my point across. You can't come in here dressing like this and not, getting myself
offended. Yeah. Having like a lawsuit
right.
on your hands. Yeah. Wait, that was my question, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. No? Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
so it's your
it was.
Turn.
Okay.
I do that a lot.
I lost track that time too. Usually I'm like, back off. I don't see what that says. I'm just going to put it back here. What is something you have tried that you will never do again?
I don't know. Do you have something?
I do. So I love roller coasters, twists and turns and things like that. I don't like free fall. I don't like that part of a roller coaster. And there's one ride at Busch Gardens that I got on with some family, and I don't remember the name of it, but it's one of those, like, just a long pole that you go straight up, and some of them just drop you back down. Yeah. I'm fine with that. This one, when you got way to the top, it turned you to face the ground.
Oh.
So you're literally just suspended, held only by this thing, and then you drop, and it's quick, but I will never do that again. Because just the feeling that I had up there looking down and just hoping I don't slide out, I will never do that again.
Oh.
I did that and it's good. Yeah. One time will do me on that one.
I'm trying to think. I know there's a lot of things.
Foods or anything?
Gosh, there was something recently I just said that I would never do again, and I can't for the life of me remember what it was.
That's the downside of this game.
Yeah.
It's not like a yes or no, this or that. It
you really have
thought.
You have to be able to think. And probably with like more people, you'd have more time to think of things. And I know there was something I recently just said, like, I would never do that again, but I just cannot think of what it was. Sorry. If you were a cartoon character, who would you be?
Like any cartoon character? This is going to be one of those where I think about it later and say I should have said that. The person that comes to the top of my head is Spinelli from Recess. She wore like a little skull, kind of like black pigtails, and like a little skull cap and stuff. She was the little tough rebel of the group. I always thought she was cool. What about you?
I'm leaning towards... I'm torn. Doc McStuffins. She's amazing.
I've never seen an episode of Doc McStuffins.
She's so good. Yeah. And Ursula from The Little Mermaid.
I like Ursula. I'd like to be Ursula for Halloween one of these years. What was your favorite family tradition growing up?
Oh, favorite family tradition would be going to my grandmother's house on the holidays when she would it just seemed like there was just food. Food and family, like, forever.
Nice.
It just seemed like there was just always people coming and going, and I don't even know when she would cook these things, but they just magically would appear, and it just seemed like an endless pit of, like, food forever, and it just was always a good time.
You sound like the one guy that was like, it's amazing. Yeah. I just looked and all this food was here.
Yeah. I don't know when she cooked it, but she did, and it was always amazing. And when I think of holidays, I think of going to my grandmother's house and just having food and family.
Nice. Nice. I think my favorite would have just been like my dad playing the record player, just listening to 80s music and stuff. And I used to love listening to Richard Pryor albums with him as a family and just sitting there laughing, and I don't know. Those are just very fond family memories, and movie nights and stuff when we watch movies together. It was always nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as a kid, I didn't appreciate it as much as I do now. Like, as a kid, I remember being like, ugh, do we have to go over there? You know, but now that I'm an adult and I don't have that, now I'm like, man, what I wouldn't give to just be able to go to my grandmother's house and just have her cookies, have her food, and see people that I haven't seen in forever.
Yeah. No, it's like that sometimes. I'll say I thoroughly enjoyed it at that time, and I miss it too, but very good memories I have from that. Yeah. Trying to create those for my kids.
Same.
Yeah.
All right, besties. Well, let us know some of your favorite holiday traditions, some things that are near and dear for you and your family.
Yeah.
And we hope that you have a wonderful holiday season. We hope that you get everything that you wanted.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. No coal in your stocking. And yeah, we will see you in the next episode, book club episode. So make sure that you finish up on the book Gone Girl. We know it's an oldie, but it's still very relevant. Still supposed to be a goodie.
Yeah, so we've never read it before, so we'll tell you about it.
We'll see you in the next episode, besties. Bye.
Bye. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
So why do reindeer like Beyonce so much?
No.
She slays.
Ooh, why did you say that one?
Because I had to keep scrolling down and see.